Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living organization to this Yog Vashishta study group in multilingual languages, Marathi, Hindi and English. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ अध्ययन ग्रुप के 10वें सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ. टुडे वी आर ऑन डे 10th and we discuss this knowledge. We read it in Marathi, Hindi, English audio books, and we also do the discussion on the same in all these 3 languages. So रोज की तरह हम लोग 3 बार ओमकार का उच्चारण करके गुरुदेवंदना के साथ आज के सत्र की हम लोग शुरुआत करते हैं. So let us all close our eyes. अपनी आंखें बंद कर लें. एक साधारण सांस अंदर ले और छोड़ दे. एक गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले और छोड़ दे. ओमकार उच्चारण के लिए गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले गुरु वंदना करते हैं. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. गुरु का आवाहन करें. अपने मुख से निकलने वाले हर एक शब्द, हर एक वाणी, अपने सारे कर्म एवं विचार, अपने अंदर जागृत होने वाला विवेक, अपने स्मृति पे तैयार होने वाले इंप्रेशंस, और यदि अहम का भाव थोड़ा अब भी बाकी है तो वो भी गुरु की प्रेरणा से ही प्रेरित हो, ऐसी प्रार्थना करें. अपने भीतर और बाहर गुरु का सानिध्य महसूस करें और एक हल्की सी मुस्कान के साथ अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हैं. And let us all open our eyes. Once again, welcome everyone, all the Zoom participants, all the YouTube viewers and the Facebook viewers. आप सभी का भी इस योग वशिष्ठ के स्टडी ग्रुप के 10वें सत्र में स्वागत है. तो let us begin. So we are on the second chapter now. The first chapter is about dispassion in this Yoga Vashishta, and the second chapter is a Moksha Vyavahar Prakaran. Means the one who is seeking the mumukshatva, the one who is seeking moksha, how that person's behavior should be, or what is it that that person needs to do in his or her life. That explanation is given in Mumuksha Vyavahar Prakaran. So just to see the nutshell in whatever is been going to be discussed is that here we will get to hear about the birth of Vashishta Muni, the one who is telling this knowledge to Rama, how he is created. Now, what is his story? That we'll get to know. Then we'll also see that he also gives us guidelines that one who is seeking this knowledge, how he should be, how he should actually focus on this thing, how he should avoid multiple other just doubts about it, how he can see these things. The one which is we are trying to know is something which is about our own self, and that is such a subtle thing, but to even to get experience of that, we got to go through this darshana, whatever the visible things. We need to slowly and gradually look into all these aspects of drashya and drashtant, and we need to really understand that properly. How we have to also use these four pillars. Here they have told us four pillars of this. The moksha ke चार द्वारपाल यहाँ पे बताए गए. So those are shama, vichara, santosha, and sadhusanga. So that will be discussed in detail in tomorrow's chapter, but they have just touched upon that even today also. So this is something, the things that we are going to cover today. Now, till now, let us just take a recap of whatever has been seen. That we have noticed, or we have learned that how Rama travels across the globe, and then once he come back, he is completely into the state of dispassion. But he is not doing, still there are some doubts, confusions are there in his mind. So he just dropped all his action. He doesn't show interest in doing anything. And that point of time, Vishwamitra comes, and then he wanting to take him along to his ashrama to perform some ritual and to take care of the deeds. Then Dasharatha tells him this story that, look, his condition is not like that, and please kind of you ask me, I will come along with you. The Vashishta Muni gets angry and then say, no, you just call him, I will speak to him. So once Rama comes to the court and he explains his vairagya, that is such a fantastic dispassion state of Rama is being said here. And then everybody appreciate that, what is the quality, what is the in-depth understanding of this whole thing has come to Rama, and how he is now expressing his such a kind and in-depth words. Everybody appreciates him. Now everybody becomes happy that, and many all these Rishi Munis on all they all come gather over there to listen now, because now the Rama has raised the question. So now the Vashishta Muni is going to give a knowledge. So to listen to that knowledge, they all get together at one place. No, that is in the Mithila or Raja Janak, the king Raja Janak at his court, at his palace, they all gather. So now the second chapter starts with Vashishta Muni start addressing Lord Rama. That here again appreciate Rama's wisdom and whatever the thing is that, but he tells that despite of that, there is a little bit of that ignorance is still there. I can sense that, I can see that because of that only you are experiencing this passive vairagya is what we have to actually move to active vairagya, active dispassion. Dispassion shouldn't be just, I drop everything, I won't do anything, I won't do my actions. No? It is not that kind of thing. No? So we need to get into active vairagya, but still you are having some doubts, you still have that little bit of ignorance here and there. So let me tell you the story. So he explains in the story of Shuka. There is a Shuka Dev who is the son of Rishi Vyas, and then he is also in the same similar state of mind, but he has attained that knowledge through just his prayatna, his purushartha, his efforts, and the vichara, that is his own viveka, thinking about it. But still he also has the similar doubts that Rama has expressed. So then the story continues where Vashishta Muni Vishwamitra requests Vashishta Muni that kindly now you please guide him, because you are Atma Gyani और आप ही इन्हें फिर मार्गदर्शन करें, you only please guide him. So that is where the Vashishta Muni start contributing. So he first really appreciate Rama, that the one who is really deserve, you are that one. You are that having in-depth understanding about the things, the way you have expressed your dispassion and also raise so important questions. You really deserve this. And then he tells his own story. So how he is actually born. So he explains that there is a Lord Vishnu, and out of his navel, the Lord Brahma is created. He is generated out of that. So he is sitting in the lotus, and then Brahma also creates Vashishta Muni, and he induces the ignorance in Vashishta, and because of that ignorance, now Vashishta Muni forgets the knowledge, and then he does his efforts and all the prayatnas, and then again he explains him that look, these things are like this, and that is how Vashishta Muni gets all this knowledge, and then he starts distributing this knowledge to the mankind, for the betterment of mankind. So the one Vashishta which is sitting here with Raja Janaka is not the first one. They have explained that there are multiple births that he has taken, and even after this also he will take multiple births. So whenever there is a need, even in Gita also says, no, जब जब मेरी जरूरत पड़ेगी तब तब मैं यहाँ पे आऊंगा. Whenever I need, I will come here, to safeguard this knowledge. So same thing goes to with Vashishta Muni also. So he explains about that, and then he starts sharing about what are all the things that we need to really take care when we listen to this knowledge. So he says that one needs to really believe in this. When you are going through this, you really need to believe in this. You need not put your doubts and all these things in picture. Yes, you can raise them, but always have a company of all wise people like you all are here, and discuss with them. If you have any doubts, discuss with them and get your doubts clear. But don't get away from this knowledge just because of you have some doubts here and there. That is very, very important. Then Vashishta Muni also explains, Rama, that it is also very important that when you listen to this knowledge, it is very important that you complete it. So when you start it, you complete it. You don't drop it in between. It is possible that there could be obstacles that can come into your path, but then you still overcome all those obstacles, and then you continue to walk on this path and you finish it up. You listen to this completely, start to end, you fully listen to this. Then Vashishta Muni also explaining that all these things that is actually an Atman. All these things revolve around self-knowledge. And how to acquire this self-knowledge, then Vashishta explains that, look, this you have to do through your own Purushartha. So the efforts that we say, that comes into picture. And in the previous episode, we also saw that Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar Ji speaks on Purusharth as Dharma, Artha, Kam and Moksha. Those four aspects are very, very important. So we have to put efforts to attain the self-knowledge. Nobody else can do it on our above. अपने बिहार पे कोई और इसको नहीं अचीव कर सकता. It is there we only. Yes, definitely there is a Guru Krupa, there is a blessing, there is a Ishwar Krupa, Paramatma Krupa. All these factors are also equally important. They will guide you. Their intentions, their sankalpa will definitely put you in the right path. No doubt about it. But again, you have to apply your Purushartha, you have to apply your Dharma, Artha, Moksha, Kama, you have to do your 100%, give your 100%, and then through that thing, through that prayer, that let that Viveka be present in me, let that Buddhimatta be present in me, in which I will be able to experience. Here they say that self-knowledge and the self-Atman is not a things to be understood only at the Buddhi, but it has to be experienced, and that is where it has given a very, very prime importance that you got to experience it yourself. That is the reason if we say that, okay, how much I love you, so how can you go and get into somebody's heart to understand how much they love? It becomes so difficult to express what love is. We are not able to express fully our love. We are not able to express our full feelings also. How can we express something which is infinite? Ananta, Anadi. something which is nirakar, something which doesn't have form, something which is endless, something which is infinite in nature, something which is a source of energy, no? That Atman, how can we explain that? No? So that is what he said, that it got to be experienced by yourself. But then how, while actually you walk on this path, probably you will also need knowledge that is at the level of buddhi, no, at the level of viveka, that you need to be with that knowledge, understand that knowledge, implement that knowledge in our life, and then you will be able to experience this for sure. It is my promise that you will definitely experience it. Then he also explains that once you are starting to do this, and uh, there are some people, no, they read some knowledge here and there, some books here and there, and then when they come into such kind of discussion and charcha satra, they will start arguing, just for the sake of making whatever they are saying is correct. They will unnecessarily argue. So here Vashishta Muni says that don't, just ignore them. Don't get into arguments with them. There is no need, because probably they have not yet understood this properly. Hmm? So just ignore them. Don't get into arguments with such people. There is no need to be thinking about them. Then here also Vashishta Muni says that it is very, very important for us to ponder and think about the people who already have this knowledge. Even Gurudev says that आप जिनका आत्मचिंतन करते हैं उनके ही qualities आप में आने शुरू हो जाते हैं. तो बोलते हैं you definitely adopt those gunas which are present in those atmagyanis. Not just read about them, listen to their knowledge, listen to their stories, listen to their experiences, no? The one which they have written, you definitely take a knowledge from that. Then it also gives a very, very prime importance to experiences, that if your experience says something, and if things are if you think that because of your experience you are saying something, so at point you can even ignore certain things which are written in the scriptures also, because many times things are written based on particular context, and that time he gives an example. Even if the Brahma comes and tell you that this is something which is not tarka sangat, not something logical, you can say, you can even ignore that also. Now these things get contradict to each other in multiple times when we see that what is real, what is unreal, and when we apply those principles and want to experience that, want to understand that, and even the few principles of this quantum mechanics, quantum physics, so they are so unrational, no? It becomes very difficult for us to actually adopt that, no? Because there are a lot of sanskara, there are a lot of impressions that has happened on us, and sometimes it really becomes it takes time, it becomes challenging to overcome those impressions, so to create a new impression. But Vashishta is giving that promise here, that you keep doing this, you read this, no, but you yourself think about it. Okay, it's good idea to listen to those who are knowledgeable. It is good idea to listen to those who are understood this. But at the end of the day, you got to read it yourself. You got to follow it. Acharan milana means you have to implement that in your life, is something which only you can do. And when you do that with this knowledge, with whatever I am saying, definitely you will get that knowledge. So he is now seeing Rama as a very matured personality, despite of his age is just 15 years. But the way he has expressed himself, the way kind of questions he has raised, now he is looking towards him like a matured. At the end of the day, Vishwamitra and Vashishta Muni, they already knew who he is. But now still in this material world, now he also is expressing his thoughts in a very, very proper manner. He is asking the right questions at the right time. Then here also this is explained that to understand this self-knowledge, again we got to be dependent on the external factors. For example, your buddhi, no, your intellect. Are we our intellect? No. Are we our body? No. But despite of that, to get an experience of the Atman, to get an experience of that Chetna, that consciousness, again you got to use these tools. Now, probably it is because of this only it is being said that if you got to get liberated, you got to come to the human body. Otherwise, it is not possible. Because the other species, they are not yet evolved that much where they have a freedom of thinking like this. They just keep on doing the same routine. गैया मैया रहती है, वो अपने रोज उठती है, वो जाके खाना पीना खाती है, अपना गवत खाती है, ग्रास खाती है, and then she keeps on doing the same thing. They don't get bored. They just follow the nature. No? They just completely follow the nature. Yeah. So but in human, we have been given that freedom, to do the things the way we want, and that is where that sword, which has the two edges, no? So it can also cut you and put you into ignorance, and it can also take you and put you into self-knowledge. So that is very, very important to understand even that we as a human only have this capability to be realized, to be enlightened, to be achieving that liberation and that moksha or mukti. So very, very important. So that is what Vasishtha Muni is explaining us here, that look, whatever that I am telling you, to experience that all those grass level root, this 5 elements, the body which is formed, this entire creation which is formed out of 5 elements, and then the mind, and then the smriti, intellect, and then the ego, all these elements comes into picture. You will have to use these elements to understand, not to understand, to experience the self. So it is an irony that something which itself is unreal, we got to use the same thing. No, with the ignorance, अज्ञान से ही उसको काटने के लिए उसी का सहारा लेना पड़ता है. That is what, इस काटे से काटा निकालना पड़ता है. इस तरह से जो phrases है, that is exactly here Vasishtha Muni is trying to explain us, that we got to use the same thing, an unreal thing, to understand something which is real in nature. So it is very, very important for us to understand this concept of the drashta, the one who is seer, the process, that process itself is the seeing process, and the drishya, that is what is being seen here. So that is where he gives that example of drishtanta and all that, that you will keep on this process. When you start thinking like this, you will continue to get drishtanta. Not only that you will get it, you can also listen to the drishtanta, the experiences of the other people who has experienced this realization, who has experienced this own self knowledge. It is good to even listen to them also. It's a good idea to think about them, listen to their experiences, and then accordingly you can also continue to walk on this path. Then he also continued to explain the Jnanavatar Vasishtha Muni. So all these things he covers today, and then he also explains, just mentions, not fully detailed, in detail he explains the 4 pillars, the moksha ke 4 dwarpal jab bataye gaye. He talks about that Shama, then next is Vichara, then next is Santosha, and the last one is Moksha. No, Sadhu Sangha, that is Artha Dharma Moksha. Here it is Sadhu Sangha, Moksha ke 4 dharma. So here he explained that these things are very, very important when you want to get this self-knowledge. You got to understand these 4 pillars of this moksha, or the one liberation. So what is the first one? Is Shama. Shama means the peace of mind. It is achieved through via Dhamma. There is Shata Sampatti is called as. So Shama, Dhamma, all these things continue. So Dhamma means the self-control. Whatever the in Panchendriya is there, all over 5 elements se bana hua sharir, and then Panchendriya, those 5 senses, and the Karmendriya, those 5 Karmendriya which experiences those things. So using that, we got to keep them in control. No, that is called as Dhamma. And using self-control, we have to establish ourselves into Shama. Shama means the peace of mind. So those details will flow through even tomorrow also. The detailed chapter is there. Next chapter is on that. So next is Vichara. So here in this thing, whatever he is Vashishta Muni is explaining us that look, you got to have that vichara in place. No? Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Even that vichara of attaining moksha, even the vichara of wanting to know that self-knowledge, these kind of vichara has to be there. No? That viveka has to be jagrut in you. No? And then only you will continue to walk on this path. Then the next one he explains is santosha. You got to be contented in life. No, he explains that look at people. People have so much, but they still don't feel contented. When will you feel contented? When will you feel happy? Santosha, have that contentment, have that trupti. You know, I have whatever is required been given. This srishti, this nature, this chetana, no self. Paramatma, whatever name you call, it is so kind, No, it has given us so much. No? I'm now doing my wellness TTP. If you get a chance, definitely attend this wellness program. If you get to know more about your own existence, about your own body, also it's a good idea to attend an Art of Living Happiness program. You'll get more details about what we are mentioning here, no? different existence levels and all those things. It's a good idea to take experience of that thing. Where these courses, very beautiful courses designed by Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar ji. So now, if we really know, go get inside our body, there is so much of intelligence. In every cell of this body, there is intelligence. There are so many things are happening which we don't, they are like happening on its own. No, we have been given so much. When you get to know this more intricate and these details about our own self, about this creation, which we are trying to do, and we have to understand that through this Yoga Shishta knowledge, look at this, how much vast this creation is. And the one who are fool, the murkh log bolte, they say that, oh, I understand everything, I know everything. Come on, what is it that you know? He explains here. We got to understand that this is something which is beyond itself, is beyond understanding. It's just a matter of experience. But to experience even that, you got to use this knowledge which I am sharing with you. That is what he, that is where we can conclude today's session. अब इसका थोड़ा हिंदी में भी अनुवाद देख लेते हैं. तो फिर जो हमने जो योग वशिष्ठ की जो शुरुआत की, वो प्रभु रामचंद्र जी का वैराग्य प्रकरण में वहां से शुरुआत होती है. और फिर वहां पे राम जो रहते हैं वो भ्रमण करके लौट के आते हैं और फिर वैराग्य में फंस जाते हैं. अपने जो वैराग्य होना चाहिए, एक्टिव वैराग्य, उनका थोड़ा पैसिव वैराग्य में थोड़ा अकर्मी बन जाते हैं, उस तरह से फंसते हैं. फिर वहां पे विश्वामित्र आते हैं, उनको साथ लेके चलने की बात करते हैं. फिर दशरथ मुनि उनको कहानी बताते हैं, प्रभु रामचंद्र जी की हकीकत बताते हैं, विनंती करते हैं कि आप उनको मार्गदर्शन कीजिए. तो बोलते हैं उनको कोर्ट में बुलाया जाए, उनको बुलाते हैं फिर कोर्ट में. एंड फिर उसके बाद में प्रभु रामचंद्र जी अपना वैराग्य कथन करते हैं. सभी लोग उनका वैराग्य सुन के बहुत खुश हो जाते हैं, बहुत उनकी स्तुति करते हैं कि किस तरह से ज्ञान प्रभु रामचंद्र जी ने यहाँ पे प्रस्तुत किया. कितने गहरे प्रश्न जो अपने सबके मन में उठने चाहिए, बिकॉज आत्मज्ञान की जो अपने को प्राप्ति होगी, ऐसे प्रकार के प्रश्न मन में आएंगे तो ही वह उस मार्ग पे हम लोग चलना शुरू करेंगे, तभी फिर हमें ज्ञान मिलेगा. इससे सब लोग प्रभावित होते हैं. फिर वशिष्ठ उन्हें जो उनके अंदर जो थोड़े से अज्ञान के बादल छाए रहते हैं, उसके प्रति फिर उनको शुकदेव की कथा सुनाते, जो व्यास मुनि के पुत्र थे. तो उन्होंने भी ऐसा विचार करके इस आत्मज्ञान को प्राप्त किया था, लेकिन फिर भी उनके मन में वो डाउट था कि क्या यही सच है, कुछ और तो नहीं है, ऐसा जानने के लिए. तो फिर तो तुम्हारे मन की भी स्थिति अभी वैसे ही है. तो मैं विनंती करता हूँ वशिष्ठ मुनि को कि कृपया करके आप इनका मार्गदर्शन करें. इन्हें जो आत्मज्ञान आपने प्राप्त किया है वह ज्ञान आप इन्हें बताएं. फिर यहाँ से फिर वशिष्ठ मुनि अपना जो ज्ञान उन्होंने अर्जित किया था, जो ज्ञान जिनको ब्रह्मा जी से मिला था, वही ज्ञान फिर प्रभु रामचंद्र जी और सब लोग दरबार में जो लोग रहते हैं उनको सुनाना शुरू करते हैं. तो वशिष्ठ मुनि इस ज्ञान को सुनाते समय इस ज्ञान को सुनने के कुछ नियम भी हमें यहाँ पे बताते हैं, कुछ चेतावनी भी हमें देते हैं. बोलते हैं कि यदि आप इसको ज्ञान को प्राप्त करना चाहते हो तो इस ज्ञान को जब आप पढ़ना शुरू करोगे या सुनना शुरू करोगे, जो कुछ भी करोगे, तो इसको कभी अधूरा नहीं छोड़ना. प्रभु रामचंद्र जी को बताते हैं कि इसको पूरा जो मैं बताता हूँ पूरा सुनना, तब जाके आपको पूरा पिक्चर क्लियर होगा। नहीं तो बीच में थोड़ा थोड़ा सुनोगे, बीच में थोड़ा थोड़ा होगा तो पूरी तरह से क्लियरिटी नहीं आएगी। देन वशिष्ठ मुनि ये भी बताते हैं कि ऐसा करते समय हमने अपने मन में, ठीक है, प्रश्न आना स्वाभाविक है, बहुत सारी चीजें होगी जो तुरंत समझ में नहीं आएगी, प्रश्न आना स्वाभाविक है, लेकिन कुतर्क में मत फंसना ना, कि वो ऐसा है, ये है, वो है, तो अलग थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर कुछ पढ़ लिया होता है, उसको लेके उसके कुतर्क में अपने को फंसना नहीं। हाँ? बोलते जो है उसको देखो। और भी एक चीज बोली कि यहाँ पे जो दृष्टांत वगैरह बताए जाते हैं, कहानियां बताई जाती है, बोलते उसके लिटरल मीनिंग को मत लो, उसके पीछे ज्ञान क्या मिल रहा है उस ज्ञान को पकड़ो। उसके ऊपर अरे ये ऐसा ही क्यों हुआ, ऐसा होता है क्या, ऐसा पॉसिबल है क्या, बोलते ऐसे इसमें मत फंसो। उसके पीछे क्या ज्ञान है उस ज्ञान को ले लो, उसका जो अनुभव है उसको आप ले लो। इस तरह से वशिष्ठ मुनि हमें यहाँ पे ताकीद भी देते हैं। देन बोलते हैं यदि आप ऐसे किसी यहाँ पे ऐसे चर्चा सत्र में भाग लेते हो और फिर ऐसे कुछ कोई लोग दिखाई देते हैं जो कुछ तो पढ़ के आते इधर उधर से और अपने आप को खरा दिखाने के लिए आर्ग्यूमेंट में फंस जाते हैं ना, ज्ञान तो ठीक से दूर रह जाता है, कुछ ही और ही चीज चलने लगता है, फिर अहम पिक्चर में रहता है। ऐसे लोगों से दूर रहो, तो ऐसे लोगों से उलझने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं रामा, आप इनसे बस जस्ट दूर रहो, जस्ट स्टे आउट ऑफ। बोलते दिन और एक चीज बोलते कि जो जिन्होंने इस प्रकार का आत्मज्ञान प्राप्त कर लिया है अपने जीवन में, उनके गुण अपने में आत्मसात करने का प्रयत्न जरूर करना, उनके गुण लेने का प्रयत्न जरूर करना, उनकी स्टोरी, उनकी कहानियां, उनके अनुभव जो है उसको जरूर जरूर आप पढ़ना और उसे सुनना, और वही मैं तुम्हें बताने जा रहा हूँ। इस तरह से वशिष्ठ मुनि प्रभु रामचंद्र जी का मार्गदर्शन करते हुए दिखाई देते हैं। देन फिर कई चीजें बताते हैं कि जिस तरह से यदि तुम्हें यह नॉलेज को प्राप्त करना है तो नॉलेज तो तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी है, थोड़ा बहुत जो अज्ञान के बादल है उसी को बस हटा दिया तो ये ज्ञान तो तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी है, सबके पास ये स्थित होता ही है, बिकॉज आत्मा के स्वरूप ही है, आत्मन का स्वरूप ही हमारे अंदर स्थित है, तो सबके पास तो ये सीड ऑफ नॉलेज तो है ही नो। कितना इंटेलिजेंस है जिस अपने शरीर में ही देखो तो कितना मिराकुलस है, कितना हर एक अपने शरीर के कण कण में कितना बुद्धिमत्ता है, किस तरह से यह कार्य करता है, किस तरह से यह सृष्टि देखो किस तरह से चल रही है, किस तरह से पौधे उग जाते हैं, किस तरह से जन्म हो जाते हैं, किस तरह से यह सब होता है ना, एक छोटी से अणु परमाणु से कैसे शरीर, दिस इज सो इंटेलिजेंट ना, कहते कितना इस सृष्टि के कण कण में कितनी बुद्धिमत्ता है, लेकिन फिर वही रहता है कि थोड़ा अपना मन पिक्चर में आ जाता है, थोड़े अपने जो विषयों से, पंचेंद्रियों से जो उपभोग में हम लोग लटक जाते हैं, उस तरह के संस्कार हो जाते हैं, तो बोलते हैं वो ज्ञान को हम लोग ठीक से जान नहीं पाते, बट उसको थोड़ा सा दूर करने की जरूरत है, नहीं तो तुम्हारे पास तो आत्मज्ञान, सबके पास आत्मज्ञान है ही। वशिष्ठ मुनि इसका प्रॉमिस देते कि आपको ये जरूर पता लग जाएगा जैसे जैसे हम लोग इस ज्ञान को सुनेंगे या श्रवण करेंगे। और उसका करने के लिए बोलते और एक चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, वह ये समझना है कि इसे करने के लिए आपको अपने प्रयत्न जारी रखने पड़ेंगे, अपना पुरुषार्थ जरूर आपको इसमें करना पड़ेगा। तो पुरुषार्थ को किस तरह से बताते हैं, तो बोलते हैं धर्म अर्थ काम एंड मोक्ष, ये जो अपने पुरुषार्थ के जो लक्षण गुरुदेव श्री रविशंकर जी ने भी हमें बताया, तो उसके बारे में पिछले सत्र में काफी चर्चा भी यहाँ पे हुई थी। बोलते वो पुरुषार्थ आपका अपने जीवन में करना बहुत आवश्यक है, नहीं तो ये आत्मा की अनुभूति जो है, बिकॉज ये कोई जानने की चीज नहीं है ना, अनुभूति का विषय है, तो वो अनुभूति को प्राप्त करने के लिए वो आपको पुरुषार्थ करना, अपनी जिंदगी में पुरुषार्थ करते रहना जरूरी है। अच्छा, यहाँ पे एक बताते समय और एक भी चीज बताते हैं कि योर विचार आर वेरी एक्चुअल, मोक्ष के 4 द्वार जब बताए जाते हैं, श्रम, विचार, संतोष और अपना साधु संग, इसके बारे में जब बातें थे, नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में इसके बारे में डिटेल में चर्चा होगी, लेकिन इसके बारे में जब बताते तो ये भी बताते कि आप जो बाकी के सारे करते हो, बहुत सारे लोग बहुत तप करते हुए दिखाई देते, जप करते हुए दिखाई देते, बोलते इससे सबसे नहीं मिलेगा, ये भी बताते, थोड़ा कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग लगता है, बट बोलते हैं कि नहीं नहीं, ये आप जब बैठोगे अपना आत्म विचार करोगे तभी आपको मिलेगा, यहाँ पे ऐसा बताया गया। गुरुदेव कहते कि जब इस तरह का जीवन हम लोग जीते हैं, आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग ही बोलते हैं, जीवन जीने की कला। तो ये जीते समय बहुत सारे अपने ऑब्स्टेकल्स, अप्स एंड डाउन ऑब्स्टेकल्स आते रहते हैं। तो बोलते उस समय फिर अपने को ये योगा, प्राणायाम, मेडिटेशन, ये टेक्निक्स बहुत बहुत काम में आते हैं। सुदर्शन क्रिया, दिस ऑल हेल्प्स अस, ये बहुत काम में आते हैं। इसी के बारे में डिटेल में चर्चा जब हम लोग निर्वाण प्रकरण में चले जाएंगे तो वहां पे इसके बारे में डिटेल में चर्चा भी वहां पे होगी। तो बोलते इस तरह का जो अपना डेली रूटीन में जो कर्म है वो कर्म करना, अपना पुरुषार्थ करना हमें आवश्यक है। हाँ, और उसके साथ साथ यह मोक्ष की जो अपेक्षा होती है उस मुमुक्ष व्यवहार प्रणाली, हु एम आई, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ, मैं कौन हूँ, मेरे जीवन का अस्तित्व का क्या अर्थ है, मैं यहाँ पे किस लिए आया हूँ, ये सब कुछ जो विचार है, यह विचार भी आपके मन में आना जरूरी है। तभी आप उस मार्ग पे आगे बढ़ते रहिए। वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ये भी बहुत जरूरी है। और फिर यहाँ पे थोड़ा साधु संग की बात हो जाती है कि जो लोग आत्मज्ञानी है उनके सहवास में रहना, वो जो वचन बताते हैं उनके वचनों को सुनना। जैसे अपने लाइफ में गुरुदेव श्री रविशंकर जी है, उनके वचनों को सुनना, उसके ऊपर अपना मार्गक्रमण करते रहना, यह भी बहुत जरूरी होता है। और बोलते बहुत सारे लोगों को देखा गया है कि कितना कुछ होता है उनके पास, लेकिन बोलते हैं तृप्ति ही नहीं होती, संतोष ही उनके जीवन में नहीं दिखाई देता है। तो बोलते हैं वो तृप्ति होनी चाहिए। देखो ये सृष्टि ने हमें कितना कुछ दिया है, तो कितना कुछ इंटेलिजेंस इसके अंदर है, कितना कुछ हमें दिया है, तो उसकी तरफ हमें देखो। थोड़ा थोड़ा इधर उधर किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, इसने कुछ बोल दिया, इतना ज्यादा चाहिए, उतना ज्यादा चाहिए, ये जो मन की जो ओढ़ लगी रहती है, बोलते उसमें आप नहीं फंसो, तृप्त हो जाओ। यू हैव एवरीथिंग। जो आपको इस जीवन को बहुत आनंद से, परमानंद से जीने के लिए जो आवश्यक है, वो इस सृष्टि ने, इस परमात्मा ने आपको ऑलरेडी दिया। खुद अपने अंदर खुद ही वसी गए, और क्या चाहिए। अपने अंदर स्थिति है। अद्वैत के बारे में यहाँ पे वशिष्ठ मुनि बताते हुए दिखाई देते हैं। तो इस तरह से फिर प्रभु रामचंद्र जी को अवगत कराते हैं कि कैसे इस ज्ञान का श्रवण, मनन, पठन, चिंतन, वाचन और खुद के जीवन में इसका आचरण करते हुए अनुभूति लेना कैसे बहुत जरूरी ही नहीं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है। हाँ? तो यह करना बहुत आवश्यक है, नहीं तो फिर आत्मज्ञान की जो अनुभूति है वो नहीं हो पाएगी। इस तरह से वशिष्ठ मुनि बताते हैं। और फिर कल हमें वो मोक्ष के 4 द्वारपाल के बारे में और डिटेल में बताएंगे। तो फिर आज का यह सत्र हम लोग यहीं पे समापन करते, मीन्स खोल देते हैं चर्चा के लिए। तो आपका जो पठन है, मनन है, श्रवण है, आपका जो अनुभव है इसके बारे में, आज के टॉपिक के बारे में, उसके बारे में आप हमें कुछ बता सकते हैं या कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं, तो जरूर आप कृपया करके करें। और मन में कुछ प्रश्न है कि कुछ कुछ चीजें पढ़ते हैं तो कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग लगती है, ऐसे कुछ प्रश्न है तो हम लोग फिर चर्चा के साथ सबके साथ मिलके उन प्रश्नों का निवारण भी यहाँ पे कर लेंगे। सो ओवर टू यू ऑल। जय गुरुदेव। So we'll begin with Sangeeta ji is there with us, Sachin ji is also there with us. So इनकी बातें, इनके contributions हम लोग सुन लेते हैं, फिर आपके भी मन में कुछ है बोलने का तो आप बोल सकते हैं। संगीता जी प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
Thank you, Someshwar ji. Yes. So very beautiful revision of the whole thing you have taken it. You know, it was just like beautifully taken and it was explained so well. And here we are on chapter 2, that is the Mumuksha. So how should our, Mumuksha means what? Mumuksha means that person who has that thirst within him, to get that knowledge. That is Mumuksha. So the first sign of Mumuksha is that thirst in. So when you're thirsty and you get a glass of water to drink, how will you drink that? Isn't it? And how satisfied you feel after that drink. That is the thing. So every day when we meet here, we are like having, drinks of knowledge and we are getting more satisfied with it. So this thirst is very good, and it should remain till the end. That is what I heard, if you start, you should end also. So let us be all of us together in this. And then we saw how should the mumukshu behave, how his behavior should be. So he should be in gratitude, yeah, because he's getting all that. and you should be ready. Like Gurudev says, when we do the meditation, actually we are cleaning the vessel from within. So, this is the gyan, this is the ultimate knowledge which is going to come within. So what have we to do? We have to cleanse us. That is also very important. I feel it so. There's a small story. Is it okay if I just say a story, Someshwari? It just clicked me. Yeah. So one of the disciple like that, he goes to his guru and he says, come on, I need the knowledge. So he says, he doesn't know, gurus, they don't say on the face anything like that. He says, okay, I will come to your house one day and I will give you the knowledge. So he comes and the disciple is very happy, the Gurudev has come to my, house. So he says, I've made, all 36 prakar ka bhojans and everything is ready. Please come, please have. So the saint says, no, I'm a bit in a hurry. What to do, this is my karmandal, what they carry. And you just put it in that. So now he couldn't, say anything, the disciple. So he says, okay, whatever your agya is, I will do it accordingly. The Guru gives him the karmandal. And what happens is that karmandal is filled with all filthy things, sab kachre se bhara hua tha. So he said, he started, cleaning. He said, no, don't clean. Just put in that only and give me. So he says, how can I do this? I have prepared, in such a, with Shraddha, with all that, and I put my energy and it's so delicious, it's so yummy. How can I put it in this? So he says, this is the same way we behave. We come to Gurudev and we say, come on, I'm in a hurry, come on, give me the gyan and I just want to go. But it is not like that. You need to clean yourself. So that cleansing is every day when we do the meditation, when we do our kriya, in the mornings, we do our sadhana. So that helps us to clean the vessel, and then when the knowledge comes in there, then the shine comes up. That's the way it is. So we should all be cleaning ourselves. Okay. And then it was a very nice point, you be with Atma Gyani and keep on listening to him, be in his aura, and that also helps you to rise and elevate it. So then ultimate is the liberation. Yes. So that only happens in the human body. You see, there are 84 lakhs births on the planet. Every birth we have been born through. And that when we come here in this human body, I can mix a bit of Hindi. हमको है ना खुजली की बीमारी हो जाती. What is it? What is that? It is what is said is your desires. So that happens. It is like a blind man was once in a room where there were 84 lakhs doors, and when he goes touching every door, he comes to that one open door which was there, and he starts scratching, and that door misses, and again he has to go back. It's the same with us. We also don't have the control on our senses, and then what happens? We miss the door. The purpose of our life, why I have come here, this goes off. We miss the door. Again, there's a chakra ready. So that life and, birth and death ka chakra, that cycle is there. So here that all that 4 dwarpals are there. So 4 dwarpals, that what is there is your sham, that all those things when we apply to our life, we get the control of it. And then we reach a goal. So simple. Thank you, Someshwarji, for taking a bit long, but
it's okay, Sangeeta. It is really wonderful sharing. Thank you so much. We also have Sachinji with us. Sachinji, would you like to say a few words?
No, I don't say much. Just would like to thank Someshwarji. He's taking great efforts and we all should appreciate him. because talking is not an easy thing, and also with all these three languages and with such in-depth thing, I really appreciate him a lot. And the way he explains and giving examples, and I can see the zeal in him to get that knowledge to everybody. So I'm really thankful to him for bringing this knowledge to us, and we should not get lose of the touch of this Yoga Vasishtha. I just want to highlight one or 2 points here. As Yoga was, as Adi Shankaracharya has said, there are 3 things which are very difficult. The first one is Manushya Janma, that the life of a human being, and the desire for liberation, that is Mumukshatva, and Satsanga, that is Guru's Krupa, or you can say Satsanga. So fortunately, I think most of us, we all have 3. So let's do all our efforts, and let's be all be in that peace. That's what I wish for everyone. And as I said, we are in this beautiful journey. So let's be in this journey and see your life through it, and try to see, this knowledge will give you instant relief if you try to apply these principles in your life. So, and you need to believe in this word, because these are the words of a seer who is himself a very knowledgeable person. So if you try to apply this this knowledge in your day-to-day life, I'm sure you will get instant relief, because your thoughts also consumes a lot of energy. So, and you unnecessarily create burden on yourself. It's just like a person who is carrying a load on his head and entering into the train and still carrying that load into his head. So there is no need for it. You just offload it and believe on what your his guru's vakya or guru whatever he says, and just live life like a free bird, and in the principles of Yoga Vasishtha. So that's what I just want to say. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sachin. Yes, such a beautiful insights. Thanks for the appreciation. All the appreciation goes to only one source, that is Master. We are just the means here. We all are, in fact. We are just walking on the things path that he has shown us. And really thanks to Yatin also, who has introduced this in our life. So that is really good. So don't want to miss out his name mentioning here. So किसी को और कुछ कहना है या बताना है तो कृपया अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर ले. रेज योर हैंड. हमें अनम्यूट का ऑप्शन यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी ओपन है. कुसुम ताई, तुम्हाला काही बोलायचं आहे? शलाका ताई.
ब्यूटीफुल चैप्टर दिस इज 10th चैप्टर. बहुत ही अच्छा लगा. इतने दिन मुझे कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा था सोमेश्वर जी. थैंक यू सो मच. वो कैसा हुआ है ना, जो स्विमिंग को बच्चा जाता है तो उसको बहुत डर लगता है कि अरे अभी क्लास है तो करना पड़ेगा, फिर कैसे करते हैं ये सब लोग. और एक्चुअली जब स्विमिंग आ जाता है तो वो जो एंजॉयमेंट होता है ना, वो आज मुझे हो रहा है. दैट्स इट. थैंक यू सो मच.
बिल्कुल एनालॉजी दिया ना शलाका ताई ने. किसी को भी इमीडिएटली वो लोग जब करने लगते हैं तो देखते हैं, अरे इतना बड़ा बुक है, इतना बड़ा आत्मज्ञान है, पता नहीं लोगों ने उसके बारे में क्या क्या बता के रखता है. वो मन में थोड़ा सा एक डर आ जाता है कि मैं कर पाऊंगी कि नहीं. सेल्फ डाउट बोलते हैं ना, सेल्फ डाउट भी आ जाता है व्हेन यू वॉक ऑन दिस पाथ ऑफ योगा. डाउट इन द टेक्निक, सेल्फ डाउट एंड डाउट इन द मास्टर. तो इस तरह के डाउट थोड़े आते रहते हैं. लेकिन फिर वो क्या होता है, जब एक बार नदी में उतर गया, स्विमिंग पूल में उतर गए, and you put effort and then same thing goes with
enjoy the swimming.
कितना बढ़िया एग्जांपल दिया.
मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये बुक मैं अकेली पढ़ती तो मुझे कुछ समझ में आता या मैं एंजॉय करती. मैं ऐसे ही रख देती कि क्या कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ यू पीपल. यस, हैट्स ऑफ टू यू.
वही है ना, इट्स अ संघा एक्चुअली, इट्स अ चेतना का जो एनर्जी है ना, वो एक ही एनर्जी है, गुरुदेव का ही
मोक्ष
एनर्जी।
के जो द्वारपाल है उसमें से एक आप लोग हो।
सेम थिंग, वी आर ऑल देयर ना, साधु संग ना, तो संग आपका मिल रहा है, इट्स वेरी वेरी गुड।
सत्संगत, यस,
सत्संग, यस।
थैंक यू।
नीलू जी, वुड यू लाइक टू से फ्यू वर्ड्स? अनम्यूट कर लिया आपने आपको। नीलू जी, आप तक आवाज पहुंच रही है क्या? सम टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है, चलो उनका वीडियो नहीं दिख रहा है। कुसुम ताई, मिस वताला, हाँ नीलू जी बात कीजिए, बोलिए। चेक इफ यू कैन स्टार्ट द वीडियो।
First of all, I would like to, I would like to appreciate जैसे सचिन जी ने बोला, वही मेरे मन में था कि आप जैसे आप you say it in 3 different languages, और मेरे मन में, can I speak in English? May I? Are you able
Yes.
to
Yes,
hear
yes,
me?
yes.
Yeah. So I was just thinking it needs so much of energy and clarity of thought, and to do this really very
Yeah, thank you so much, Nilu ji. Probably there is some bandwidth issue, because that I'm not able to hear you. Thank you.
grateful. And beyond 3 pages, I couldn't get beyond that. And are you able to hear me? Not
Yes,
able to hear me?
we
Can you
can
hear
hear.
me?
We can hear you, please.
I'll just switch off the video. I'll switch off the video because then I have a network problem. I'll just explain.
Yeah,
तो
go ahead.
एक चीज मेरे मन में आई थी जब आपने कहा कि वो when you said there was a conflict, and that also occurred to me that just by following rituals and holy books, it doesn't lead to
Nilu ji, it's a good idea if you can just put question in the chat. Probably we can discuss it. Right? We are not really able to hear you properly.
Felt was that what is this essential? Sorry, my network is really weak. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Please proceed.
Yeah. So that what it meant, that not to follow it's not following a form, the unreal, the illusion, but actually more about the teaching or the percepts or the essence of that, or what the guru says. Because they keep so far to this that we've come to, it says that perfect master is very essential. So it's about following his thoughts and his what he has told us to, the teachings. This is what I felt, that conflict is really, it's not about following the person, it's about following the formless, the teaching. I don't know if you could give some clarity on that. This is how I perceived it.
I got it, Nilu, what you want to say. We'll listen to Sachin ji, Sangeeta ji also in. Let me first put forward my viewpoint. So, Nilu ji is actually putting up a question across to all of us. Nilu ji हमें है उनका जो मत है उन्होंने सादर किया कि कई बार ऐसा हो जाता है ना कि हम लोग जब ये ज्ञान की राह पे चलते हैं एंड फिर अपने जीवन में कोई तो आ जाता है व्यक्ति या सदगुरु आ जाते हैं, गुरु आ जाते हैं, तो कई बार ऐसा होता है बिकॉज ऑफ द पास्ट संस्कार जो मन में कुछ ऐसे इस तरह से चल बिचल होती लगती थी. Do I need to follow that person as a person, or shall I just consider the teachings of that person? No. So the way we can look at it, even Gurudev has explained it multiple times, that consider yourself, what you are, whatever the Chetana is there within you, that and the Guru, that is Guru Tattva. Here he is not referring to any body. Guru Tattva, Guru principle, and the Paramatma, whatever you say, no, that Chetna. They are not three different things. They are one. They are same. No, the same consciousness, the same Chetna is there within all of us. The same Chetna is there in Guru principle also, and the same thing we refer to as Paramatma also. So they are not different. So your actually viewpoint is actually in a way is absolutely correct. I don't look at Guru as just a body. It is that Guru principle, that Guru Tattva, which was present even before. No, Krishna also tells about this in Gita. No? He says that I am teaching you. I have taught to your ancestor also, and I am going to continue to teach even the people who are going to come in the future. And then Arjuna gets confused. Come on, don't tell me. I can understand that you have taught to my ancestors. You are teaching me now. Don't tell me that. He is a friend, not he used that kind of language. But don't tell me that you are going to teach even to the future. How come that is possible? That point of time, Krishna tells him that, come on, look, you are not aware. You have come here many times. I have come here many times. I remember it all. You have just forgotten about it. And that point of time, he even shows that Vishwarupa, ना उनको विराट स्वरूप जो दिखाते हैं, बोलते देखो किस तरह से it's all this thing just born out of me, and just again it is going within me only. It shows, trying to explain that concept through Vishwarupa, Virat Rupa. So it is that principle which is omnipresent. It is there. It's eternal in nature. It is not that it is just there only at particular point of time. No, time doesn't bound that existence. It is beyond time. काल जो बोलते हैं ना, वो काल के भी परातीत है, जो वो है वो शिव तत्व, वो ज्ञान. So it is, all these things are beyond that. So if you look at it from that perspective, then ये सारी चीजें will नहीं रहेगी, complete नहीं रहेगा मन में. What do you all say, Sachin ji, Sangeeta ji? आपका क्या कहना है?
Very beautifully explained. आपने बहुत ही सही पकड़ा है. ये गुरु तत्व ही है. हम गुरु को एज अ बॉडी नहीं देखें, तो एक प्रिंसिपल है गुरु तत्व, तो उसे वैसे ही देखा जाए. क्योंकि हम बाहर के उनके अपीयरेंस को देख के या बाकी देख के उनकी मन की स्थिति क्या है वो नहीं जान सकते. फॉर दैट you also need some divinity within you to understand the Guru. So I think you can understand his nature only once you become like him. Then only you can understand him. लेकिन बाहर से अपीयरेंस से या उनके मैनरिज्म्स कॉपी करके या बाकी ये करके ये नहीं होगा. तो दिस इज अ जर्नी विद इन, एंड गुरु तत्व सभी में है, मतलब सभी इसमें देखना चाहिए. और ऐसा है कि लेट नोबल थॉट्स कम्स टू अस फ्रॉम ऑल द डायरेक्शंस, ऐसे अपने वेदा में कहा गया है. तो गुरु तत्व सिर्फ एक बॉडी में मत देखो, बाकी जो जहां से आपको अच्छा मिले तो वो सब कलेक्ट करते जाओ. ऐसा एक ही ये नहीं है, क्योंकि गुरु कौन कौन से फॉर्म से काम कर रहे हैं ये आपको पता नहीं. इट्स क्योंकि ये इट्स इनफाइनाइट नॉलेज, तो वो उनको वैसे परब्रह्म स्वरूप में ही देखे, तो इसलिए आप वो इमेज में अटक ना जाए इसमें. और कैसे होता है कि अगर वो फिजिकली वो बॉडी में नहीं रहेंगे तो आपको एक ऐसा वॉइड माइंड में क्रिएट हो जाता है कि अब मैं किसके पास जाऊं, अब मैं किसके ये करूं, अब ये कहाँ जाऊं. तो वो जो गुरु तत्व है वो इसलिए बॉडी में मत देखो उसको. तो वो जो इनफाइनाइट परब्रह्म है तो वो गुरु तत्व में ही है. तो इसलिए आप मतलब ऐसे बहुत लोगों को होता है जो डिसाइपल्स रहते हैं, उनका अटैचमेंट वो गुरु के बॉडी में या फिजिकल प्रेजेंस में इतना हो जाता है कि when they don't find him in that physical body, they almost on the verge of crash. They feel so much attached to that person. So I think we should see them as a voice of a formless.
बहुत ही बढ़िया बताया सचिन जी ने. एक्चुअली इनफैक्ट दिस वाज अ ओन एक्सपीरियंस. 2004 की बात है ये. Rishi Vidyadhar ji was there in Rishikesh. Gurudev was present in Rishikesh. जब उसी वक्त जब शिव सूत्र गुरुदेव बता रहे थे तो I happened to be there, fortunate to be there, lucky to be there. एंड फिर वो उनके विसिनिटी में ओरा में आते हैं ना, कृष्णा के जैसा उनका होता है ना, द कृष्ण व्यूअर, कृष्णा इज द वन व्हिच अट्रैक्ट्स, इवन द ज्ञानी से ज्ञानी को भी वो खींच लेते हैं अपने प्रेम में, अपनी माया में। कृष्ण भी, इसलिए जो ब्लैक होल है ना उनको शायद कृष्ण व्यूअर बोला है। So that Krishna consciousness, that attraction was there. So I happen to wanting to drop everything. I don't want to marry. I don't want to continue job and all that. All these things happened with me. And then I told this to Rishi Vidyadhar ji. He was advanced course teacher. So I told him that, look, I am now thoroughly attached to his body and I just want to be with him. Wherever he goes, I'll just walk on his footsteps. I literally mean physically. कि आप गुरु के साथ ही रहना और कुछ नहीं करना मुझे, नथिंग एल्स कैन एक्साइट मी इन माय लाइफ। एंड दैट वाज द पॉइंट इन ऋषि विद्याधर जी ने मुझे बताया था, सी बिकॉज ऑफ सम पास्ट संस्कारा कर्मा जो भी है पुण्य कर्मा, नाउ वी हैव गॉट द गुरु इन योर लाइफ। तो व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ गुरु? गुरु वांट्स यू टू गेट इनटू द हेवन। जस्ट बोला कि उनकी जो बॉडी है, फिजिकल बॉडी इज जस्ट लाइक अ स्वर्ग द्वार। Now, Guru wants you to get inside the heaven and experience that bliss. Go within and experience that. You cannot. How can you, being with a Guru, एक body के साथ दूसरी body रहना, you are still stuck in the circumference. स्वर्गद्वार माने is external thing. How can you get stuck there? Na? He wants you to get within. Go inside the heaven. Means go within. तो यहाँ पे अटके रहोगे तो तुम्हें अंदर वाला जो है reality कभी भी नहीं समझ में आएगा। So it is up to you. Guru wants you to get inside the Swarga heaven and experience that. Now it's up to you. Would you like to get stuck with the door only, or you want to enter the palace and experience the things? So that was very beautiful. But things doesn't work like that. उन्होंने बताया मुझे. But then Gurudev ने बुला लिया. Actually, Gurudev spoke to me for 20 minutes, and then he asked all these things. He said, "Okay, come to ashram and work with Kashi Bhaiya." So हम तो निकल लिए थे बैंगलोर आश्रम। तो स्टोरी कंटिन्यूज लाइक दैट, बट होता है सर्टेन थिंग्स एंड रिलेटेड टू व्हाटएवर वी स्पीक हियर ना, इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। मैं और एक बार इसको बहुत सही तरीके से इसको एम्फसिस कर देता हूँ कि देखो, ये जो ट्रुथ होता है ना, ये ऐसा एक शब्द बोल दिया, वाक्य बोल दिया और वो सच है, ऐसा नहीं है। उसी वाक्य को उसके एग्जैक्टली अपोजिट भी आप प्रूव कर सकते हो और वो प्रूव हो भी जाता है। हाँ, तो कई जगह पे लिखेगा कि अरे गुरु के कृपा के बगैर होगा नहीं, कई जगह पे लिखेगा नहीं रे तुम्हारा पुरुषार्थ ही काम का है, तुम्हारा प्रयत्न से बिना प्रयत्न के नहीं होगा। ऐसी सारी दोनों कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग चीजें आपको बताई सुनने को मिलेगी हर जगह पे। आप गीता ले लो, एवरी चैप्टर, एक चैप्टर, पहला चैप्टर दूसरे को कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करता है, दूसरा तीसरे को कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करता है। थोरोली कंफ्यूज अर्जुना, फाइनली कृष्णा बता रहे चलो छोड़ो, मामेकम शरणम व्रज, बस अकेले को मुझे शरण आ जाओ, आई विल टेक केयर ऑफ इट। तो ये ऐसा होता रहेगा। तो गुरुदेव बोलते ट्रुथ इज स्पेरिकल इन नेचर। हो परिपूर्ण, ट्रुथ इज कंप्लीटली स्पेरिकल इन नेचर। उसको ऐसे डॉट की तरह मत देखो, उसको ऐसे लिनियर लाइन की तरह देखो। इट्स गोल मटोल है पूरा। इट्स बियॉन्ड योर इंटेलेक्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड इट। व्हाट ट्रुथ इज, द मोमेंट यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, इट इज एनीवे इम्पार्शियल। सत्य का जो है उसको पार्शियली ही तुम अनुभूति कर सकते हो, समझने की कोशिश करोगे बुद्धि से, नॉट गोना वर्क। एंड डिस्पाइट ऑफ दैट, टू बी रियलाइज्ड इन दैट ट्रूथ, अगेन यू हैव टू गो थ्रू दिस असत्य, व्हिच इज योर शब्द, व्हिच इज योर बॉडी, माइंड, ऑल these things. So we are using the same thing to realize that. ये बड़ी आयरनी है, बट ये ऐसे ही है, इज द वे लाइक दैट, ऐसे ही है। ठीक आहे। सो कुसुमताई इज वेटिंग। कुसुमताई, तुम्हाला काही बोलायचं असेल तर प्लीज अनम्यूट करा.
सगळं एवरीथिंग इज एक्सप्लेन्ड व्हेरी नाइसली बाय यू एंड ऑल। मुझे कुछ इसके ऊपर ज्यादा कुछ बोलना नहीं है, लेकिन इन्होंने क्लेंजिंग वगैरह जो बोला था उसके लिए ये हेल्प कर सकता है। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्र करुण एवच, निर्ममो निरहंकार और संतुष्ट सततम योगी, दृढ निश्चय, ते हे सगळं क्लेंजिंग साठी करू शकते मदत. बस एवढंच. धन्यवाद।
Kusumtai says very less, but to the point, you know, it's just a bullet. आप बिल्कुल ऐसे वो targeted बोलते हो एकदम. I really appreciate you.
थैंक यू,
Thank
धन्यवाद।
you very much.
आप भी बहुत अच्छा बोल देती हो, तो सब समझ में आता है, तो उसका उसमें ऐड करती हूँ मैं बस।
Very nice. That is topping the cake with a cherry. So great of you. Thank you.
बहुत अच्छा ग्रुप मिला मुझे।
सच में मुझे भी ऐसे लगता है. We are so
I have
fortunate.
to thank Shalaka for this. मुझे मालूम नहीं था ये ग्रुप है।
It's your destiny, Kusumtai.
Yes,
I am nothing.
बरोबर बरोबर।
And we are very fortunate to have you here, you know. I really keep on telling you know कि सोमेश्वर जी को पहले आपको बोलना चाहिए, मुझे क्यों बोलते हैं? You are more mature, you know, than me. So from tomorrow, Someshwar ji, you start with Kusum time. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
She is
What
very
I feel
experienced.
regarding the question which was asked, you know, Guru Dev acts, any Guru, matlab, when he is in your life, it is, see, we have been praying for him from all these ages. You know, aake mujhe bachao, those pratna that we have been done in the womb of the mother also. When, you know, बच्चा जब उल्टा लटकता है तो वो सिर्फ वही प्रार्थना करता है कि मुझे बचाओ आके यहाँ से. So from that pain and agony and that suffering, it is only that Guru takes you ahead. He will row your boat. Otherwise, your boat is just tied to the nail. He comes and cuts off with that sword of knowledge. And your boat goes ahead. And that is where you sail through the oceans of the suffering that we have been praying for. Okay, so he works as the catalyst in us to get that experience, you know, what we
Yes.
want. Then that is what we are here for. This body is such a, see, every time Gurudev says, you know, this body is a gift to you from the nature. This body is gift to you from the nature. And it's so right. One pain or somewhere, if you have a discomfort, you cannot sit for meditation. Isn't it? But he removes all that pain body and he gives us the light body. That is what it is. Exactly if you go to see. So Nilu, it is like, you know, we as a drop, छोटा मैं लेके चलते रहते. I am this, I am this, I am Sangeeta, I am this, I'm a fashion designer. He merges that I into the ocean of bliss. Okay? So that is what.
And from the same knowledge है ना, we get many points from each one. आप जो बोलते हैं ना सभी, तो उसमें से ना वो नॉलेज हम सुना है, बट फिर भी हमको something new we get.
It's a revision.
New points. Yes.
Yeah.
Elaborate हो जाता है.
It's again what Someshwar ji said, you know, be with those knowledge, those who have, you know, experienced it. So you, in that, you will get some more. जैसे कुसुम ताई बोलते हैं तो कितना अच्छा बोलते हैं, you know, I just wait for you, you know, कि when you unmute and you talk. So from tomorrow, before me, you are going to talk.
नहीं इतना मैं ज्यादा बोल नहीं सकती, आप जितना बोलती हो.
नहीं
मालूम है, बट स्टिल
just come through.
नहीं, वो क्या है, अपना अपना एक ये रहता है क्वालिटी बोलने का, इतना मुझे नहीं है अभी.
दोनों में विनम्रता इतना so politeness, na, despite of being so knowledgeable.
Really. And when I heard her this, she has said the Bhagavad Gita, you know, she's explained the Bhagavad Gita. So she's so knowledgeable, really. But it is said, you know, the trees which is full of fruits, no, it's always like this. That is the indication. Even if you don't say anything, Tai, because just your presence here shows us, you know, we can experience that you are such filled up with those fruits, you know. So the tree always, you know, it's like that. Yes.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It will go on.
All. Yes.
So, किसी को कुछ कहना है, कुछ प्रश्न पूछना है तो पूछ ले, नहीं तो it's already 9:54. We already crossed the time, so we can probably stop here. ठीक है. So आज का यह सत्र हम लोग यहीं पे समापन करते हैं. फिर से एक बार कल मिलने के लिए. जय गुरुदेव.
जय गुरुदेव।
जय गुरु।
जय गुरुदेव।